Have you ever felt caught between following tradition and following the Bible? You're told one thing is important because it's always been done, but you read the Bible and wonder what truly matters to God. Let's get right to the heart of it. Is just being sincere enough? We all believe sincerity is important, but the scriptures show that something else actually matters even more, and that's authority. Let's look at the account of the golden calf that makes this crystal clear. Watch this carefully, because it shows exactly why our sincerity by itself just isn't enough. Look at what the people said. They really believed they were honoring the same God who had just rescued them from Egypt. And notice this next part. Aaron calls for a feast to the Lord. He's using God's actual name. Their intention was to worship God. They used God's name, and they were obviously sincere. So, what's the problem? Just pause for a second and think about that. This is the key. The problem wasn't their sincerity. It was that they attached God's name to a way of worshipping that He never ever asked for. This shows us a fundamental principle. If God hasn't commanded it, He hasn't authorized it. So, let's apply this. See the clear difference between two events. On one side, we have the Passover. It was directly commanded by God, and it pointed to Christ. On the other side, Easter, a religious tradition that came much later. The contrast isn't about sincerity, it's about authority. God Himself set up the Passover, pointing ahead to Jesus, its fulfillment. The Bible makes this link crystal clear. Jesus fulfilled what God commanded, not a human tradition. This brings us right back to the most important question. It really doesn't matter how old a tradition is or how many people follow it. Jesus made the standard so simple. Just look at His words. He said, "If you love me, keep my commandments." He connects our love for Him directly to obedience to His words, not to human traditions. So if it's not about a seasonal festival, what is the true biblical response to the resurrection? It's a new way of living. You see, the resurrection of Jesus isn't a holiday on the calendar. It's the foundation of our faith. As Paul wrote, just as Christ was raised from the dead, we are to walk in a brand new life because of it. The real way to honor the resurrection is to live a changed life every day because Jesus is risen. So this brings it back to a question for you and me. Is my worship guided by tradition, or is it guided by the Word of God?